Why is it I want to sing this song all by myself? Ay. Anyway, that's the most I sing ever. Waiting for people to come. Oh, Christine. Hello. Bronwyn, hello. Lisa, hello. You see, you guys caught me singing. That's not something I do. Not unless you want your ears to bleed. So we're going to do some art journaling this morning. I'm going to start off by mixing some flesh tone. We are using acrylic gouache, which, like watercolor gouache, is a very flat matte finish, but it's acrylic. So once it's dry, it's permanent. It's not water soluble, or reconstitutable like a watercolor gouache. That being said, it's good for art journaling because it's so matte that you really don't have any problems with the pages sticking together. So, hey, Kathy. Anybody who's done any art journaling knows that when you're painting with regular acrylic paint or gel medium and stuff, that you have to put wax paper between your pages or really wax them really well, or things stick together. And I've had a few art journal pages over the years get ruined because of that. Acrylic gouache actually doesn't really do that. So I'm going to start by mixing like a brown, which if you mix your three primary colors together, you'll get some shade of brown. And we'll see what we get. I don't actually have like proper ultramarine blue or red, so we're using what I have, which is coming out very green. So we need some more red because that's too green. Yeah, see, Kathy, yeah. So I got turned on to Daddy Van's wax from Shannon Green. It's all her fault. And that works really well, but the best thing is to use like matte finish stuff in your art journal, which means matte finish paints, matte finish mediums. If you don't do that, cover things with clear gesso. I have a lot of journals that look like this with paper stuck in between them. I don't have a problem with, cutting wax paper to fit in between. It's still very green. I'm getting more of a gray because I don't have the exact right colors, which sucks, but what are you going to do? Let's see. Looking at what colors I do have. I wonder if I add a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Yeah, it's been a while for me because I usually, at the very least, if I don't feel like waxing the page, I stick wax paper in there. I also learned early on, don't go chintzy with the wax. It's okay to go heavy-handed with the wax. This is a really dark color, which is, of course, too dark for what we want. So we're going to go with, I've got two different kinds of white, but they're basically the same thing. So we're going to take a bunch of white in the corner. We're going to work on a couple different things today. It's a little bit pinky gray. I do have a tendency to not like to paint mix, color mix. So I have a tendency to really, my first instinct is to just buy a whole bunch of paint so I don't have to mix colors. Just FYI, that's me. That doesn't mean that's the smart budget-friendly thing to do, because it's not really. I don't even have orange. I don't know how that's possible, except that I just started sort of collecting these gouache tubes. The first time I reviewed a gouache, I gave it a bad rap. So don't listen to me all the time, because sometimes I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I think gouache is a really good paint for art journaling. So this is not exactly the color I want, but I think it's a color that'll work. I'm going to add some more white to it. So the first thing I want to do is, we are going to art journal, but I also want to make some little angel tags. I was going to show you guys how I do that. I know, right? I don't have, how is it I don't have orange? I have navy blue, white, pale lilac, yellow, rose violet, cream yellow, red violet, pale aqua, pale mint. What is this one? I don't know. Oh, green, J green light, turquoise blue, pale lavender, cobalt green, another white, and deep violet. But I don't have orange. How's that possible? Okay. So we're going to actually switch to a bigger brush, because that one's, well, let's do this. Actually, see, on the white paper, it's not too bad of a color. So I'm going to just smear that. I'm going to use one of my husband's New York words. I just want some flesh tone paper. Now, if you have scrapbooking paper, of course, that's the right color. Use that. And maybe you want to have your angel faces, which, hello, that's what we're doing, to be a little darker. You know, you started out with this color. So you definitely could take some of that. Yeah, I don't actually have, like, you know, your true primary yellow, and I don't have, or primary red. I have yellow, and I don't have ultramarine blue, which is weird, because usually those are the first two tubes I buy. So I think I have to go back to the store or make an online order, which is probably safer given hello pandemic. Okay. I'm going to give that a dry. Maybe when I turn that on. Hold on. Let's try that again, shall we? So Holbein makes a really good gouache, so does Turner, and those are the two brands that I have. You do a nice thin coat with your heat tool. It dries very flat and matte. And then we can, I'm already running out of table space. We just got started. Oh, forgot something else. I forgot a stamping block. Hold on. You really can't tell. I've actually had all my coffee this morning. Nobody would know that. Good thing it's one of the few things in here I actually know exactly where it's at. Okay, this is my stamp set number. What number is this? 10. And it is, so one of the reasons I decided to do these today is because not only do I want to periodically do these between now and like Christmas, but Somebody asked about the angel art dolls, which we can do in a future broadcast, but I actually have also turned the art dolls into a rubber stamp set like a long time ago. This is not a new stamp set. And it has a few words in it, plus wings, 3 bodies, two heads, and 2 faces. And these make little great gift tags, little great additions to your art journals. Yeah, I mean, as long as you keep it sealed in the tube, it should take a really long time to dry up. But that being said, one of the reasons I like watercolor versus generally acrylic paint, although I have lots of acrylic paint, is that if it does dry up in the tube, you can reconstitute it. But I've had some of my like golden paints for a really long time and they're still not dried up. Okay, so we're going to take one of the heads. I think this one. Hey, Linda. And some black ink. This happens to be the Ranger Archival ink, but whatever black ink you have. I should probably put my reading glasses back on for this. And then I'm just going to stamp some heads. And let's grab a face. I think I just got my thumb into the ink. Yes, I did. So for those that don't know, my rubber stamps and stencils are on sale in the Etsy shop until Thursday, 40% off, which is below cost on some of that, include mostly below cost on the stamp sets. So if you've been wanting one of the stamp sets, now's the time. I don't want to close that up yet. What am I doing? I'm going to grab one of these pencils that I've been playing with this month. These are Stabilo Carbthello. They're like a chalk pastel pencil, and I'm going to use them to color in the mouth. I'll hold this up to the camera in just a second. Okay, and then some white. Let's add some white highlights. I need a cleanish blender. Let's see. Oh, all my blenders are filthy. I usually have filthy blending stumps. I have filthy stencils. That's a thing. Okay, I don't like the way the white is coming out, so we're going to stop doing that. And we're going to go back to paint. Let's put some white on here. And let's use that little tiny brush. I had a rag here. Oh, of course, I put it way over there. Let's see. Let's grab a new one. I'm not very organized this morning. Why does it feel like Monday on Tuesday again this week? Is it just me? Okay. So I'm just going to put just a little bit, and then I'm going to wipe my brush off. And then I'm going to move it around. Maybe. Just do it on one of them, and then if you mess it up, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks. I'd rather have them just be like this. Let's see what we can do to fix it. Now, if you are new to rubber stamping or it's been a while, don't forget that if you know your stamp doesn't come out perfect, you can always go back in there with a pen or marker that's the same color as the rubber stamp and firm up those lines. That's better. I'm just going to leave it plain. What I mean by that is I'm going to take a fine point Sharpie. Hang on a second if you're commenting because I'm not looking at the camera or the iPad at all. I'm looking at what I'm doing. So then you just have a bunch of little heads. Okay. So then I'm going to cut them out. Let's see, because it's all the same day anyways. Yes, feels that way for me anymore. Yeah, and Linda, I'm glad it's not just me because, you know, the longer this whole crazy 2020 thing plays out, the weirder it feels. So I'm not going to probably cut all these out, but I just wanted to show you guys how I'm going to do these. I should probably have my glasses on for this. It's always Monday, and I, you know, I'm extra bad about what day of the week it is. Okay, so we've got one of our faces, which we're going to set aside over there. I'm going to stamp a couple of wings. There's a reason that we're doing this first, which I'll show you guys in a minute. Will those fit on there without getting in the paint? Yes, they will. So for black ink, I tend to prefer the Ranger Archival ink for black waterproof ink. I think it works a little bit better than the StazOn. It's a little easier. Yeah, so you definitely could use these little angels for a lot of different things. Now, see, here's a good example. I didn't quite get enough ink on there, but again, where's my pen? You could, of course, just stamp them again, but you don't have to. Use the stamp set as a guide or the stencil or something. Don't feel like you can't like put your own traced lines over it, add your own you know, twist to it to make it your artwork. Okay, so now we've got our wings. Yeah. Yeah, Kathy, you're not wrong. I appreciate other people's lives and their videos too right now. Or I'll go to, I'm a big Star Trek fan. So the other thing that I'll do sometimes when things are stressful and I don't feel like arting or reading, which believe me does happen right now, especially, I'll go to the CBS All Access app and binge watch Star Trek. Any of them, pick one. They have all of them on there, including the classic episodes. These little angel things are easy to make out of scraps, which is why we're going to do, I would have pre-made the wings and the faces, and then the bodies you can just do out of scraps, which is why we're, okay, so we have 2 wings. So we're going to put those aside with the face that we did. And put these back. And we'll set that aside. You know, 5 minutes in, I'm already running out of room. Let me put this, well, no, we're going to need that. We'll leave it here. So then I have an art journal here that we're going to work on. This is just an old moleskin weekly notebook from 2017, 2018. I usually buy these a couple years old for like really cheap, either at the office supply store in clearance or somewhere like eBay or Amazon. They'll have them like super cheap. And I turn them into art journals. I don't mind the thin paper because I'm usually collaging or painting on top of it with like acrylic paint. So it doesn't really matter that the paper is thin. I do use it for wipe off. And so sometimes I'll create an art journal. I'll just do this and then I'll create a page out of that later. We're not going to work with those today though. I do put these plastics in here to protect. We're going to go one more. To protect the next pages and try to not mess them up too much, or as Shannon Green, I think, says, narf them up too much. But you can see I'm not real good at that. And yes, I have a tendency to be very messy and glue everything together. All right. So I have this idea from a couple of different places. Oh, yeah. We're going to clip this open. So the first thing I'm going to do we're going to go 1, 2, 3 pages. Yeah. We're going to go 3 pages. And we're going to just put some colors on here. I'm going to just go right on the page. Put some blue. Let's put some white. I don't think I want it to be too dark. Let's see. I like turquoise. I know narf is a funny word, isn't it? And then what about pale mint? What will that do? I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, then we're going to take one of our brushes, clean it off so we don't get things too muddy. And we're going to just do this. And this is where you can, if you want something besides just straight flat color, you could get in there with a mark making tool. So, and while we're doing this, I'm going to have a piece of paper here. And I'm going to wipe my brush off. And at some point, that's going to end up being our angel's body. Let's see if I can. There we go. I like this mint color. Now I know why I bought it. It's, some more pale aqua. So I don't need to cover the entire page, but I want to cover a good portion of the center of the page. Where'd the white go? I must take a fibro nap. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll watch later. Okay, Bronwyn, I hope you feel better. Okay, gonna dry that. Okay. So then I'm going to go back to these other 3 pages, or however many pages I picked, and we're going to rip holes in them. I know you're all like, what? It's an art journal, so it doesn't matter. You know, think of your art journals as art experiments. Now, of course, I wouldn't throw these pieces I'm tearing away because I'll probably end up using them for something else. Haha, that's exactly the look I wanted. So, and one more. One more. Just tear a big enough hole to get my finger in there. There we go. Now, who's been watching my friend Mike Deacon's YouTube channel? He has been using this, he and Ian both, Ranger Distress Collage Medium. It's a tinted thing. It was really interesting. And I thought, geez, I'd like that. I don't really want to buy it, but I wonder if I have stuff I could make tinted. I probably do. I know I have like different collage mediums. I probably have something I can tint it with. And I was going through my stash of stuff, and of course I found this liquid rust, which I probably could tint something with it. It's never been opened. But then as I was going through my stuff, I realized I had this, which has the vintage collage medium in it, along with collage crazing medium and collage matte medium. It's never been opened. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, never mind. So we're going to use the vintage one. Yeah, so I thought this looked really cool. Before we start using the collage medium and gluing things down, we need to make a thing for the thing and some things for the thing. So we're going to set this aside again. And I'm going to get out another one of these pieces of paper and my Sharpie pen. And we're going to just make a little creature. And you know what? I'm going to zoom in a bit. Okay. That's probably enough. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to use the Sharpie fine point pen because it's waterproof. We can think for the thing, yeah. So I just thought, well, and I'm okay with messy, uneven lines. This kind of drawing might not be for you, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just thought, what about a happy little bunny? You could make it a happy little bear. Times are tough enough, but what about something that just makes you smile? It doesn't have to be anatomically correct because, and you could like do this. Just easy like that. Now, if you wanted to do a bear or a bear kind of creature, you just do the same thing. This weird sort of rounded rectangle. And instead of pointy ears, just do like round ears. The expression is all to be honest, in the eyebrows. So if you had the eyebrows down towards the center, it'd look mad. So I just want it to look sort of wide-eyed with wonder. And, you could like do this, something like that. And then take a little bit of the pink gouache. I want my little scrubby brush. Okay. And I'm probably just going to use what's in the lid because I just want a little bit. And then we're going to tap it off on our scrap paper because remember we need the scrap paper for the angel, right? And we're just going to pink up their cheeks just a little bit. Now you probably should use different paint than gouache for this, but again, it's going in our journal page, so I really don't want it to be sticky. But if I cover up too much with a Sharpie, then I'll just go back over it with a Sharpie over the paint, just like that. How cute is that? So let's give that a dry. Sharpie wasn't quite dry. I messed up a whisker dot there, and I think that's the only thing I want to fix. So then just cut them out. We're going to use the bunny, I think. And you could do more coloring. You could go over it because it's a Sharpie. You can go over it with watercolor. You could go over it with Copic markers. You could go over it with color pencil. Like you could make a whole bunch of these little animals and have them all fussy cut it out already. And then you could use them on cards or journal pages, whatever. They're real easy. I mean, They're not complicated. I hear the husband clomping down the stairs. So then you just have this little bunny like that. That's cute, isn't it? So then we are going to need that. So we'll put that with the journal page. And how cute is he going to be? Just like sticking out like that. How cute is that? Okay, so the other thing though that I want to do is I want some foliage. So we are going to take this other stamp set of mine, which is number 13, which is this jar with a bunch of different leaves and flowers and stuff. And I think I'm going to take this one. I think that one. And we are not going to go far with our scrap paper here. Because we can use some of the off prints that can be our angel body. So we're going to stamp a few of these on scratch paper. These are offcuts from making my daily sketchbooks. Yeah, right. And I was thinking, you know, Mike Deacon did a funny Halloween sort of journal page, and he just said WTF. And I was thinking that was cute, but what if I did kind of a cute-ish page and he's peeking out of his hole and kind of saying the same thing? So that was kind of my thought behind that. So I'm kind of wondering if I don't know if I want to do that yet. So I don't know if I want to do that yet at all. So we're going to take these, and now we need to color these. And for these, let's see, do I have a green? I do have a green watercolor pencil. Yay! So this is a water-soluble pencil. This is Derwent Graph Tint. I think it's like their Inktense blocks, but it's in a pencil. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. So I'm just going to put a little bit of it on each leaf. Messy is okay. Yeah, I have my quotes out, but I'm wondering if we need to write on there, WTF, is it safe to come out now? I usually always put words or quotes on my pages, on my work. Lots of my work has words on it. Even the slow stitching, you'll notice, usually has words on it somewhere. That's been from day one. Usually there's words in my work. And I don't always know what it's going to say when I start out. In fact, I generally don't have a plan for what exactly it's going to say. But usually as I'm working, usually something comes to me. I do keep a bunch of words and letters in a big organizer thing over here that's made out of pencil pouches from Dollar Tree. Just FYI. So actually, and I was trying to be neat about that. I actually don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to just do this with a damp brush because we're going to cut it out anyways. Now, you know, as we're going along with this whole crazy 2020 thing, I know I've been hearing from a lot of people that they just can't be creative right now. They're just having a complete block. And, you know, that's okay. If you can't work out the stress with art right now because you're just having a complete block, go for a walk. Watch some videos like you're doing now. Read a book. Find somebody to talk to. Don't hold it all inside. Somebody who's safe to talk to that will listen. We will get through this. Just be safe. Don't be stupid. All right. So then we have those. Now we're going to cut these out. Fun fact, I don't like fussy cutting. Sometimes I do it because it like serves me for the work that I want to do, but it is not my favorite thing in the slightest. So with these, you don't need to get too detailed. I mean, you can, of course, but that's not the idea, is to be too crazy with it for me. And this stamp is a little bit detailed too, like easily cut out. Too closely, but I think just like that is going to be fine. You know, I don't want to go too far with that pencil because we might need it again. I have this feeling. I have this sneaking suspicion. Yeah, that works, Linda. Just, you know, just coloring books, something that's mindless that you don't have to think about. You will notice lately for most of my work, with a few exceptions, the Free to Color slow stitch I'm working on right now is something I kind of have to think about. But there's a lot of times right now that I'm just working on things that don't require lots of figuring out, lots of mental energy, because I just need to work through the stress and clear my head and, you know, keep my blood pressure under control sometimes. So something that's kind of mindless, I don't have to think about, works well for me. You know, the daily drawings, I don't think too much about the daily drawings. If you're looking at the ones for the Tone Tan journals, slowly, most of those are becoming sticker flakes, by the way. There's a sticker flake set number 3 coming out soon. They're downstairs. I have to cut them like we're doing now. I hand cut them all. Anyway, with the exception of that, which I kind of have to think about a little bit, you know, most of my daily drawings, if I'm not exactly sure what to draw from the prompt, you know, I'll just go to Pinterest or Google and I'll, you know, type in whatever the word is and then, you know, be inspired by something that pops up to do my drawing. The Tone Tan journals are all inspired by botanicals that I've seen in real life in my daily walks. Flowers generally, but not just flowers. Okay, so then my idea was we have him who's going to be about here, sort of peeking out, right? And then something like this. With these like poking out between the layers. What do you think? Something like that. Oops. That. Let's see. Can you see that? There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take one of them and our bunny. He's going to be about there. Let's see. All right, where's that stuff? I think I'm going to use the clear one first. Linda, so that's happening to a lot of us right now. First of all, you shouldn't be feeling alone in that regard. And I think that you just need to be straight with her and tell her, look, under normal circumstances, I would be great with it. But given the current world situation, I'm not exactly sure that that's something I'm comfortable with. And, we've had friends visit, but I made them, like quarantine before they came and, made sure they weren't sick and, put some restrictions on it. It's, given the current world situation, I don't think people should be awfully surprised. So I don't necessarily want to tint this background too much. And I also don't want to stick down our bunny too much. I am glad this stuff isn't dried up because I was worried it would be dried up. Yeah, it sticks really well. Okay. I think you have to just tell her. I think now is not the time to play games with it. I don't understand all the people that I know in my life that are traveling right now in, traveling without masks, in public without masks. I know so many people who've gone to Las Vegas recently that it's crazy. Oh, I'm so glad that landed face up because that just went on my floor. Okay. So now the trick is I want to use some of this stuff. I think we need to do this page with the clear. I'm going to put a little bit of the tinted one on here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand what people are thinking. Okay, this is Mike's fault. I like this tinted collage medium. This is Mike's fault. I'm not going to blame it on him. I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to use a combination of the clear and the tinted to glue things together. I need a gift card. My daughter and son-in-law go to California a lot from here from Oregon to visit his family. And even though they're only seeing his family and they're not like doing a bunch of social stuff when they're down there and they're being as safe as they can, when they come back, I make them wait 2 weeks to see me. And that's, even happened, around both Bob and I's birthdays. But I'd rather be safe right now than sorry. So, I don't see if you're willing, if you're, I don't know what I'm trying to say. So I would definitely tell a friend. Oh, I definitely like the way this looks. Oh, holy cow, Mike, what have you done? Hey, Aunt Beck, how are you? Yeah, if she's truly your friend, she'll understand what I've learned from this whole thing. And no, I'm not going to explain too much, is that, your true friends are there for you through thick and thin. They're willing to have those conversations with you that are difficult, when you're in a bad mood, when you really just need to vent about things. Your true friends and family and loved ones are there for you through all of it, not just the good times. And if they're not willing to have that with you, then maybe it's time to rethink things. If 2020 has taught me nothing else, it's reiterated that lesson with me. Okay, so now I'm gonna get this down. Now we can put our bunny the rest of the way down. Hi, Marion. Oh, Aunt Beck, yeah, I bet you're sick of packing. I am always teasing Bobby. He'll make some comment about, oh, look at this house. It's, great. Or I'm all, you want to buy a new house? That's fine. Let me know. I'll start packing out. But I'm silently hoping he doesn't do that anytime soon, because I do not want to do this again anytime soon. It would have to be special circumstances, because, yeah, not my idea of a good time. Linda, you're welcome anytime. We all get it, believe me. So now I want to cover this page with this stuff. I love this. This is Mike's fault. It's definitely Mike's fault. We're going to tell him that maybe someday. So I'm going to, yeah. I should have probably tucked more of these in when we glued things down, but that's okay. It's been a while since I've done a straight up art journal page, so it's kind of a nice change. I probably shouldn't be using this old gift card on camera, because it's actually my old insurance card, but y'all didn't see the number, right? It's expired. It won't do you any good. I think this is the one from California anyways. I don't live there anymore. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people don't have a hobby. You're right. And it's really, really difficult for them right now, because they have nothing to do. They don't, we have friends that their hobby is drinking and going out to bars, and, I'm too old for that anymore, but that's what they do. And they don't, they can't do that right now. Well, they live in California. They can't do that right now. And, they get bored, and so they want to go to Las Vegas, or drive around, and I get it, but this is a pandemic. I don't understand what part of that you don't get. I love this stuff. Okay, Mike, what have you done? Holy cow. Now I want to cover the whole page with it. So this is probably going to dry sticky because it doesn't say that it's matte, which means it's probably glossy, which means I'm going to have to stick wax paper in here. But holy cow, look at this color of this. And what if you took their matte one and what if you tinted it? Yeah. Mine I haven't worked up the courage to do it yet, but my husband's been going to the gym. They're limiting how many people can go in and everybody has to wear a mask and all of that stuff. And so he does that. Sometimes we just go on a drive. You know, you can do that. You can just go on a drive. So I'm kind of wanting to find out what happens if we mix a little bit of the matte one with some of this rust, liquid rust. I don't remember where I bought this or when. The nozzle might be all dried up. Let's stick a pin in there. Let's see. I need a pokey tool. There it is. It does almost look gold. Okay, I think I glued my pokey tool shut. So it's a good thing I have a spare one because I'm not going to try to fix that one on camera. Oh yeah, that's like, let's see. Maybe I need to cut it open. That's a possibility. Let's see if that works. Yep. It's just like brown tinted, like ink. Let's see. Shall see slug to furniture. Max says she puts on her pages that I'm going to try. I'm a basket case in Trader Joe's. I'd freak at the gym. Yeah. So first of all, now I don't know what wax she's using, but let us know if it works. I've always used Daddy Van's, which was recommended to me by Shannon. Oh, that's interesting. Did y'all see what happened when I mixed that? That like completely instantly dried out the matte gel. Look at that. It's instantly crumbly. Wow. Chemical reaction or what? So what we'll do instead is take my little round brush I have here and just dip it right into the bottle. Yeah, so Christine, this is called liquid rust. I found it in my stash of stuff. I'm sure this is not what it's supposed to be used for. And I don't know if it's going to stick or not. It's beating up over the Collage medium, and it instantly made that matte Collage medium totally beat up. I don't know what's the name of the company. Let's see. I don't know because there's a price tag over it. It was $8. Just says liquid rust. I'm not sure where I got it from. Yeah, Daddy Van. Daddy Van's works great. I've used it for years. I heard about it from Shannon Green. It works wonderfully. You definitely have to do something. If you're going to mix your mediums like I just did, and you're not going to just use only matte mediums on your journal pages, you're going to need to do something because it's going to make your pages stick together. Now, before I knew about waxing, I would just put wax paper in between my pages, and that works. And sometimes, like with this journal, I do both. We're going to see how this dries. Oh, the collage medium. So this is Distress Collage Medium from Ranger. And I got a 3-pack of small jars. God knows when. It's been in my stash. The colored one is Vintage Distress Collage Medium. And it came with the matte, the vintage, and then also a crazing. This stuff is really cool, and I would definitely, I'm gonna have to think about maybe getting some more of it because I really like this tinted one. We're gonna all blame it on Mike. It's all his fault. Okay, so that's kind of drying, but I'm sort of wondering about smearing it a little bit. Let's see, baby wipe time. This is weird though, that liquid rust mixed with the collage medium, and look at, I just can't get over that. So yeah, I like that. I like the liquid rust. It's a weird stuff, but I also really love the Distress Collage Medium. That stuff's really cool. It's turning out so cute, right? Yeah, I agree. So now, do I want to get into my words, or do I have any letter stamps? I don't actually have any idea. Let's see. I don't remember, probably. So these are just pencil pouches from Dollar Tree. And I just used these cable binder rings to binder ring them together. And all my letters or words that I own are in here. Whether they're stickers I've printed from my Etsy shop or things I've punched with my letter punch, words that I've printed on fabric, words I've cut out from magazines and different places, collage words purchased from different places. You can see some, these are front tea bag quotes. These are the Tim Holtz chat stickers. Actually, those might work. I don't know all the words that are on there that I'm going to want. And then we have other stickers here in the back. So let's see. I don't know if I own any just letter stickers, but I don't know. Doesn't look like it. So I prefer the really big letter stickers that Tim has, which are these. Oh, I do have some individual letters. Yeah, let's see. Wait, they might be too small, but maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, these are actually from the inside of a moleskin journal. So those actually will work. I also have these. Those might work too. Okay, wait. I think I want to, do we want to do black or white? I think I want to do white. Yeah, these will work. These are little letter cards from Tim Holtz. So T, I need a WTF. I really need WTF. Let's see. Oh, there's an F. Okay, I need a W. I need a white W. Must be one in here somewhere. That's an M. I could turn it upside down and make it a W. Okay, wait. So for me, I like things organized, but only to a, oh, there we go. Only to a certain point. Doing a little bit of digging is part of my creative process, as is the churning and moving around of the art supplies. So I like a little bit of digging, but I don't want to dig through all of my stickers to just find the words and letters. So this really works for me. Okay, so we found our WTF, which we're going to use, so we don't actually need these. And dang it. Oops. Did I not take? No, I did, and I tucked them back in. Holy cow. Okay. So the thing with these are all of the words I'm going to want to say on here, which I don't know that they will be. So some of this I might have to write on a piece of paper. Oh, hey, Kathy. Oh, good. I would like to see that ATC, Kathy. Okay, so see, the words that I want aren't on here. So we're going to use these letter stickers, but we're going to use a scrap of paper. Here we go. And our black Sharpie pen. And your neatest handwriting. Now, if you're like me and you have a vintage typewriter in your art room, you could totally type this on your typewriter. You could also print it on your computer. Oh, no, I think I want to cut it apart. Yeah, the smoke is gone for the most part, but it has had a side effect on my asthma, as it has, I understand from my doctor, to a lot of her patients who have asthma. And I, at least for a month, the next month, I'm going to have to be back on a daily steroid inhaler, which I'm taking now. By the end of the day, I usually sound like I've swallowed a frog. Which is from the smoke. The fires are still going on, but the air is pretty clean here where we are. We are southwest of Portland. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our journal page. And how cute is it? Are we on camera? Yeah. Okay. Ooh. All right. So I missed the footstool. So I'm thinking, something like this. And I really would just want to put those at the bottom. Now for these plastic cards, you could totally glue them. You could tape them. You know, I'm just going to staple them. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to be too careful about making sure that they're in a perfectly straight line. We'll call it artistic expression. I'm going to use the matte clear one to glue the question down. Let's see. Okay, I'm a fan of this collage medium. I really do like it. The matte clear one is nice, but that tinted one is really good. Okay. Put the lid on. So which thing now? The collage medium. This is Tim Holtz's Distressed Collage Medium in the color Vintage. And I had a 3-pack of this of small jars. How big are these? 1 ounce jars. Somewhere I got a 3-pack of these, and it had the Vintage in it, a matte, and a craze. And it was a Distressed Collage Medium. It was a 3. I probably picked it up at Hobby Lobby somewhere, but it was a 3-pack of the 1 ounce jars. So if you want to just try them, you know, instead of buying a big giant jar, that's probably the way to go. I was looking to see if I had anything I could DIY to make a tinted collage medium because I saw Mike using it, and I found I already owned it. I also found I have this Liquid Rust by Pen Tart. I just noticed that that's on the bottle because, you know, I'm super with it now. Yeah, I don't know where I got this from. Probably the same place, wherever it was I got that. So then do I want to like add a little bit of green maybe? So you can't really see that probably on camera, but I can. Just a little bit of green. So I love that. And I would just do that, and I would just leave it at that because that's cute. You could take that as far as you want to go or not. You could totally put color into your golden soft gel. And if you're going to do that, I would probably use, if you have fluid acrylics, they're great to do that with, and just put a few drops at a time until you get the color that you want. I have some deco art decoupage medium, and I may be doing something like that with it, which is what I was going to do to start with. And then I found I had this. So that's cute. And I like that. But now we can take this scrap piece and go back to our art doll stamp set and pick a body. I think I'm going to pick this one, which is that one. And grab the ink. My desk is a disaster. It doesn't take long. The Ranger one is really nice stuff. It worked really well. You, of course, yes, you can totally do it. You could maybe try it with powdered pigments, but I would maybe take the powdered pigments and dissolve them a little bit in water and then add them. You don't want the lumps is the thing. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out. Desk is a mess. Okay, I said that already, I know. So now I'm going to cut out the body of this little angel, paper angel art doll. So if you like the idea of making the art dolls, but you're like, I don't want to sew. we have this art doll rubber stamp set. It's just angels, but still. So then you can put the face and a pair of wings. I like the wings. I like that they're so big. Somewhere, oh, here it is. I was going to say somewhere I've got some tape runner because I put it out earlier. So just like you're, cooking in the kitchen and you're making gravy, I will take the flour and I will put it in a cup with some water and I whisk it until all the lumps are dissolved before I'll add it to the gravy. And I do that with other things too. Like if I'm adding powdered bouillon to something, I'll dissolve it in water before I add it so that it's not lumpy. So I would probably do the same thing if you're going to put powdered pigment into your collage gel, your collage medium, whatever kind of collage medium you're using, whether it's, decoupage or, whatever you have. Whoop. So there you go. Yeah, so a lot of people are dyeing their papers in the oven. I would just make sure to use, use a little common sense and that's not the time to walk away and answer the phone or something. So you can, these are great like Christmas tags because you can just write the to and from on the back, but you can also make a whole bunch of these and just have them to use for collage or to stick into Happy Mail. I do some kind of card or something that goes into every Etsy order. Yeah, so I usually use cornstarch or Wondra, and which I think is a flour cornstarch blend. I could be wrong, but anyway, for some reason I don't have any right now, so I just be using all-purpose flour. Anyway. Yeah, so these always turn out so cute. And this stamp set has a number of there's 3 different bodies, the 2 wings, which I've had some people say they've used the wings for speech bubbles on their pages. I could totally see that, using that for a speech bubble. And it comes with words. Most of my stamp sets come with words. And I think what I'm going to do is just have a few of the faces out and just leave them out on the table, and some of the wings. I might just leave the whole stamp set out. And then the other one that we used was this one. Yeah, it could definitely be a flower petal. And the, head shapes definitely could just be, bubbles on a page. And there's 2 little faces, and I purposefully designed the faces to be separate from the head shape so that you could use the little faces on anything. You could totally, draw a little bunny shape, and then instead of drawing the face, you could stamp one of these on there if you wanted. That was intentional. Oh, Kathy, yeah, your other stuff is on the way already. And I have another order I have to get out today. I've got to go to the post office. It's raining outside, the Oregon rain. It's wet and cold. I shouldn't be surprised. I live in Oregon. So anyway, I think that's it for today, unless somebody has a question or wants to see something else. I love the way this turned out. It's already dry. I didn't dry it all the way with the heat tool, but the rest of it's dry. It's cold, but it's dry. I will have to put wax paper in here because the collage medium, the tinted vintage one, is a little bit glossy. So I'm going to have to wax it and put some wax paper in. But that being said, I think it's worth the trouble. You could definitely smooth it out or put a couple of layers to get rid of some of the brush marks. I like the kind of distressed look. The other thing you could probably do is, oh, maybe we're not quite done. What if I inked the edges? This is a vintage photo. I swear I didn't start out to have this be a Ranger ad, but this is the mini stamp pad of vintage photo, which is a similar color, I think, to the vintage collage medium. Yep. You know what? It just finishes off the page. You can use a blending tool. I do own blending tools. I don't want to get them out right now. But Distress ink is water soluble, so as you can see, because I'm moving it around. At least on a slick surface, on a absorbent surface, it's not going to move. But this is mostly covered with the collage media. I like that. There you go. Good morning, ladies. Oh, hi, Barbara. Off to rip some holes in my journal. Oh, good. I would love to see what you guys do with this. If you do it, something, I will be cutting him out later and doing something with him. I'm also going to cut a bunch of the heads out and just have them here on my desk so I can do something with them at some point. But the Distress ink and vintage photo is about the same color as the vintage collage medium. So anyway, I hope that everybody had fun with that today. Just a little something different. I am working on a Frida Kahlo slow stitch. I will be filming it for the patrons over in Patreon. I don't think it's something we're going to do here on YouTube, but that's her as she looks at the moment. This is one I've done before, which is based on a painting of mine that I did last year. I think last year or the year before. Anyway, so I am working on that. But I just thought I'd take a break from the stitching to do a journal page. Does anybody have any questions? And of course, that's our little angel that we did. Oh, thank you, Christine. I appreciate that. I will continue doing these live broadcasts as I can for as long as I can. And always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, do leave them either in the comments on the recording for this live broadcast, or you can tag me in a post over on Facebook or private message me. My contact information should be in the video description, and along with my Etsy shop and all that other stuff. And right now, as I said, there's a 40% off sale on all the stamps and stencils in my shop until Thursday. The sale ends Thursday. So check it out and support the free content where you can, not only for me, but for all your favorite creators. I know they'd all really appreciate it. Everybody's struggling and, things are just not great. And, definitely, find different ways to work through the stress. And if you find a way, that you think people should know about, or, that maybe nobody's thought of yet, definitely share it in one of your art groups, or, post about it or something. We have a sort of safe place art chat over in Facebook. private message group, and that's been a great place for a lot of people to vent. So, and working in your journal, nobody has to see it. You don't have to be like me and put it on YouTube for the world to see. Just working out in your journal, and sometimes pages just look like this. And nobody needs to see it. It doesn't have to be the best work of art. We're not trying to be Picasso here. We're just trying to express what we need to express in our art journal. And yes, this is another stamp of mine. And that other face is a stencil of mine. That's not why I'm showing you them. These are literally just pages of my journal. This one's just about the words. Find the light. I'm not trying to make anything. So just, do what you need to. Maybe you just need to write words and do some journaling. Maybe you need to just talk to somebody, but do that. We're all in the same boat, so we get it. Well, most of us get it. All right, that's it for today. Stay safe, stay creative, stay healthy, and above all, go out and do something nice for yourself because you do deserve it. And I'll see y'all next week. Let me know on the Facebook art groups or private message me what you would like to see next week. You know what? You can just do cardboard. You can do a series of art tags. That's whatever works for you. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. There's only your way. I've been saying that for years. And that's a quote from me, not anybody else. So whatever way you need to work through the stress that's healthy is a good thing. Don't do like what I do if I'm not art journaling, which is eat way too much chocolate. That's not healthy. Trust me. All right. That's it today, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.